Kenya Moore is done being silent on how nasty her ex-husband Marc Daly was to her when they were married. She is now exposing him for manipulating her, and she really went into detail about how he has been trying to ruin her life since she decided to dump him. This story is a hot mess, and trust, Kenya did not hold anything back, y'all. When Kenya Moore announced back in 2019 that she was getting a divorce from her husband Marc Daly, it had people shocked and wondering why. I know that divorces are super common in Hollywood, and many celebs get divorced after about 4 to 5 working days, but what really had people surprised is the fact that 3 days prior to announcing their split, Kenya and Marc had gone on the Tamron Hall show to talk about how great their love was.
I think my prayers were answered when I met my husband. Yeah. At 46, I met the love of my life. Yeah.
Just being there, being supportive, kind of being hopeful, and being just positive and just being behind her.
So how on earth did they go from he's the man of my dreams and who I prayed for to completely breaking up and getting a divorce all in a couple of days? Well, at the time, Kenya didn't reveal a lot about the reason for the divorce, and she released a simple statement to People magazine saying, "It is with profound sadness that I regret to inform my fans that I am divorcing my husband Marc Daly. Due to the recent and ongoing circumstances, I can no longer continue in the marriage." But by 2022, she was getting tired of keeping silent, and she gave hints to ET about how bad things had gotten for her in the marriage, saying, "I think where I went wrong in my marriage is that I lost my voice. It's that I thought that I had to be a different kind of person to make a marriage work. Someone that says yes and doesn't speak up and just goes along to get along. And that is completely false." This started speculations that she might have been a victim in her marriage. I'm not saying that Marc was aggressive or anything like that, but there are other ways of hurting someone in the relationship, and emotional manipulation is one of the biggest ways. And from what Kenya has now been spilling, it definitely looks like she was manipulated in the relationship. She recently went back on Tamron Hall's show where she revealed that she and Marc had been having issues for a while before the split up.
What happened? We were having problems, and there was always this hope that we could get over it, you know, that we could go to counseling and that it could be better. And during your show was like a highlight of our lives because it was the first time he was like really supportive of me.
I find it interesting that she said that the only time Marc had been supportive of her was when they appeared on the Tamron Hall show together. I mean, back then I noticed that Kenya had a look on her face that said, "This man lying, y'all." Take a look.
Just being there, being supportive, kind of being hopeful, and being just positive and just being behind her was what it's all about.
The way she looked down just made it clear that she was barely holding back from calling him out for being a liar. Anyways, back to the present, Kenya also revealed how hard it was for them to work through their differences while filming Real Housewives of Atlanta, claiming that they could barely get along.
So we did a filming for Real Housewives, and it was like this huge event that we had put a lot of energy into, and it was a struggle just to like work through our differences even during the show. And a lot of it was exposed, just how we weren't getting along or we weren't on the same page.
She then went into detail about how she felt like her opinion and thoughts didn't matter in the marriage.
My voice was stifled a lot because I felt like I had to be a certain kind of person and wife to get along with him and his personality. And that's not what a marriage is about.
I don't know about you guys, but this just screams manipulation and emotional mistreatment to me. But that's not all, because even if the marriage is over, Marc is still not letting her live her best life because he is purposely making the divorce difficult. She revealed that she made the mistake of not getting a prenup before they got married.
But when it came to my marriage, I said I wanted a prenup. He was adamant about not having one, and I regret not having one because my divorce right now is taking over.
It's still pending.
Still pending over 2 years now.
So because they didn't get a prenup, their divorce can't be as quick and easy as it would be if they had one. Marc knows this, and he is taking advantage of this to frustrate Kenya because she had the audacity to leave him. And that's not all, because Kenya also exposed him for being an absent dad to their daughter, Brooklyn.
Very protective of my daughter, and that's her dad. Yeah. And he has been there in terms of speaking to her on FaceTime every day, but the fact of like seeing her in person has not been there. And that breaks my heart because I don't want that for her. And even though now that's her normal, but I don't want that to be her normal.
I respect Kenya because it's obvious she was trying very hard not to rage and drag her ex-husband for being a nasty piece of work. She remained respectful to him throughout the interview, even when she was talking about how he mistreated her during their marriage and how he has been frustrating her for almost 3 years now. Someone commented, "I love how much Kenya puts so much effort into shielding Brooklyn from knowing how terrible her dad is. It's very important for parents to protect their children from the toxicity and negativity going on." Another person commented, "To me, that man never loved her. He was so fake. I feel like she was his come up. He used to be so mean and disrespectful to her, abusive." And this other person said, "Unfortunately, Marc knew Kenya wanted to marry and was easy prey. This is why she did not want a prenup. Kenya fell for the okie doke and got played. Now she is paying the price. I hate to see this because she really wanted love and got played by a master manipulator." See, ladies, I always say my rule of thumb is you gotta know somebody for at least 5 years before getting married. I think that's a golden number. And if not 5, at least 3. I mean, just give it some time because you really don't know who people can be when they show their true colors. And it just takes time to see that. I hate the fact that Kenya still has to deal with this man after all these years when she so desperately wanted to leave, and Marc is being petty AF. But anyways, I really hope the courts do their thing and she can just finally be free of this mess. Oh, and speaking of mess, oh my goodness, you are gonna love this next video. It's your girl Kiki with the hottest tea. Peace.